Tesla's battery plans proved devastating to competitors of all types is the focus of our show today. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Thanks once again for joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a repeat visitor, welcome back. We also want to thank our Patreon supporters. Your support is greatly appreciated. It makes a huge difference in the viability of the channel, and therefore we appreciate your support. So we had a meeting yesterday with one of our advisors to the show, who is a retired engineer in the aerospace industry and a fan of Tesla and an owner. And we had a pretty interesting conversation regarding what's going on with the new battery packs and its impact on Tesla and others. And so that's kind of the concentration of our show. The beginning of this conversation I wanted to review is the fact that right now we actually have Tesla is now selling vehicles in Europe that have been built in China using cattle batteries. Now, what's starting to happen with Tesla that I believe is a disaster for the industry is that there is currently a problem, which is Tesla has now moved into a process where they're offering different price tiers and performance tiers for customers not offered by competitors. So in the recent old days, the only goal was, can you get to 300 miles of range, and therefore you'd be okay when it comes to dealing with Tesla. The reality now is that probably one of the most important vehicles that's out there currently for Tesla is the Model 3 made in Shanghai that's being shipped successfully to Europe, where customers are happy with it. I have to say, I personally have been having challenges with Tesla. I just finished a Model Y test drive last week, and I was very surprised because the Performance Y is capable of 3.5 seconds 0 to 60, and the G-forces I was pulling at full throttle were strong enough that I have to say that the sub 3 second or even 1.9 second for the upcoming Roadster, I just couldn't imagine trying to live under those conditions on a regular basis when I was driving. And so I would say that there's an interesting problem that's starting to brew, which is, do customers really want the higher performance that you could get? A, and B, can they afford to pay for it? And so hence, everything going on with the Model 3 in Europe is huge because you're getting more weight, the performance isn't as good, but you get all the benefits of electricity as your primary, access to the supercharger network of Tesla, etc. And the customers seem to be saying, we're really enjoying these vehicles and we're willing to surrender on the performance to get the price performance number that Tesla is offering. So another aspect to this European development and what's going on with the cattle batteries is that the more vehicles being sold like this in Europe means fewer Model 3s coming from California. And so Tesla is now engaged in the process where as you move around the world, it turns out that there's a large number of consumers who are happy with the products Tesla provides and are willing to drop some of the performance, even range demands, because they know that Tesla offers solutions, for example, the supercharging ability to address some of the shortcomings that they're willing to deal with to get a better price. So I wanted to sort of set this up to note that there's a problem happening, which is Bob Lutz and others had articulated that Tesla would be wiped out by large numbers of models from competitors. But instead, what's starting to happen now is Tesla is starting to introduce a range of performance and price that allows them to offer at each price tier some really interesting alternatives for consumers, and therefore I want to say limit the ability of competitors to sort of enter successfully. So we now have the problem of competitors have to go through a process where they're trying to figure out, do we try to provide a cheap vehicle? Do we try to provide a top-of-the-line performance vehicle? Which marketplace do we go for? We've got to do R&D for all of them and then come up with a solution that works. But where should these competitors choose to focus their attentions? Because Tesla's providing sort of a huge number of a range of how they're doing things that the competitors are now going to have to research and come up with solutions to. The biggest example of this was articulated by one of our, as I said, our technical advisors. His name is Ted. He lives in Southern California. And what he shared was that, well, wait a second here. Tesla's new battery is huge. And the reason it's huge is that not only does it allow you to lower costs by 20% and use certain techniques to not have any issues with heat dissipation despite using a larger cell, but most importantly, there's this huge deal that's happening where you actually have a situation happening where the nature of that cell will allow them to use it as part of the structural frame of the car. So in essence, what's going to happen is that if and when this thing starts being shipped, it will allow the battery will be part of the frame of the vehicle, and therefore instead of the current structure, which is you have the frame of a vehicle with batteries hanging underneath of it, now we're entering a zone where we're having a situation where the vehicle, the battery pack becomes part of that frame. So now you can eliminate the cost of the frame in the area where the battery might sit. So the structure as described to us is that what you're going to now have is you're going to have the front of a car, the back of a car, and in the middle a battery, and without the frame, and the battery becomes part of the frame. So the initial 20% cost savings is associated with the new battery, but then there's another level of cost savings here, which is the fact that you can eliminate the aluminum or steel that would go into the frame in the space where the battery is sitting. And so now you have an interesting proposition of, wait a second, this is probably another 20% reduction in cost for it to occur. And so in essence, this is an awesome turnabout that results in better costs for Tesla for their vehicle and better performance because of all the aspects of what the new battery is capable of. So I was kind of stunned because I thought I was way up on Tesla and what was going on and why they were superior. But this, part of the frame as the battery pack situation is revolutionary. And I really see now how Tesla could get down to the $25,000 car that Elon has talked about. So I kind of, I'd have to say I was a bit surprised to hear of this, because now you have the problem of all these manufacturers are putting together form factors to compete with Tesla, but this newest round of Tesla Move may force a lot of people out of business. As you'll recall, with the Soviet Union, there was a point at which the U.S. Made a switch from its usual technology to a whole new realm of space technology, where all of a sudden the Russians could not come because of the cost of what it would take to do that. And I really think there are a large number of OEMs that as Tesla enters the realm of delivering this $25,000 vehicle, I think it puts a complete damper, bankruptcy on a large number of competitors that will no longer be viable as Tesla comes forward with a vehicle that performs like a Tesla, that has all the other advantages of a Tesla, but it's $25K. I also believe that this is revolutionary, and I think devastating, because $25,000 is about the middle of the price range for vehicles. Half the cars are obviously more expensive, but the buying public is really at the sweet spot is somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000, is sort of the heart of the buying public as we go around the globe. And by Tesla entering that realm, instead of just competing with other EV manufacturers, large manufacturers now face the prospect of facing up against Tesla in the heart of where their market is, where the largest number of consumers are. So what this then means is that Tesla has a huge opportunity here to significantly grow the number of potential vehicles that they're going to be able to sell. And I really think as these vehicles start hitting the street and all the technology that's described starts being felt, I just think that it's going to be devastating and be a huge success for Tesla in the process. So I wanted to, in general, review all this with you because I just think that it suggests really good things for the stock as this new battery comes in and the construction process I described. I really think it also shows that Elon is taking every opportunity with new materials, batteries, etc., to really deliver something new that is going to have the auto industry chasing for a very long time and allow Tesla to do extremely well in the process. So I'm very much looking forward to all the constructive comments regarding how this is all going to play out and how it might impact the company and its stock price over time. So, the final note I wanted to make on this part of the show is just the fact that there was a discussion that you'd have large number of vehicles coming out from competing manufacturers that would make life difficult for Tesla. But I really think that as you look at the different price points and tiers of performance that Tesla's offering, it allows consumers at every level to find a vehicle within the Tesla stable that fits their unique combination of price point and performance that they'd like to see occur. So the final part of our conversation today is to review our usual health tips. We wanted to encourage you to consider the 3-5 or some of the other, or 2-5 or the other diets that are out there that'll help in the fasting process. We also wanted to encourage you to not go to bed within 4 hours of eating, minimum 2 hours to let the food digest so that you don't have acid reflux or other cancer issues that pop up from it. The third thing we wanted to recommend is no more than once a week for fried foods. And finally, I wanted to encourage you prior to lovemaking, no more than a salad or something light, because this facilitates a very little blood flow to your stomach, allowing that blood flow to go elsewhere and enable you to enjoy that experience more. I'm going to finish up our show today with about a minute of the beautiful waterway here in San Diego, California, Coronado. And we look forward to your constructive criticisms. Tschüss, mach's gut. Au revoir, lahitrot, Khoda hafez, zdravstvuyte, ni hao ma, hey do, good day. And in Jamaica we say, enough respect, walk good man.